everyone. Thanks for joining us here in the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm joined by Sarah Callan at Mystic Aquarium. She's with the Animal Rescue Program. Sarah, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
So you are with the Animal Rescue Program, and we're getting an inside look at the clinic. And so many of us are familiar with, we've kind of seen the seal releases, and so you're giving us kind of a behind the scenes. Can you just tell us a little bit about daily activities there and a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. So our Animal Rescue Program here at Mystic Aquarium responds to live and dead marine mammals and sea turtles. Here in our clinic right now, we have about 14 seal pups. They're all harbor seal pups, and they've been with us since they were a couple days old, and they're now about 4 months old. Behind me here, there's 6 seal pups. This is our pre-release pool, so these guys are getting ready for release. They're off their medications, and they're gaining weight when we want them to, so these guys are we're planning on releasing them pretty soon. We respond to animals all along Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Fishers Island, New York. So we cover about 1,000 miles of coastline. And we have a bunch of volunteers in-house. So we have about 30 in-house volunteers, and we have about 250 first responders. So a lot of work goes into running the clinic and the program as a whole. And we also have a 24-hour hotline that anyone can call if they see a live or dead marine mammal or a sea turtle.
My goodness. So when it comes to daily care for these animals, take me through what a typical day might be.
Yeah, every day is different, and that's why I love this job so much. We have to feed all the animals a variety of times throughout the day. These pups came in, like I said, at a couple of days old, and they were getting tube fed every 3 hours. So we had volunteers and staff here from 6 o'clock in the morning all the way until about midnight, feeding these guys around the clock. So we provide various treatments depending on what the seal needs and what treatment they need. So we can give fluids for any animal that's dehydrated, various medications. Some seals have pneumonia and need nebulization treatment. So we pretty much do it all. We work with a great team of vets. So whatever the animal needs, we'll provide the best care that we can for them.
A lot of people are familiar with what you do with the seals. It's very visual, and it's always very exciting when we get to see the seal release. Can you talk to me just a little bit about what you do with the sea turtles? I feel like I haven't really gotten to see a lot about them.
The sea turtles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year, we actually had an endangered Kemp's Ridley sea turtle in our care. So that sea turtle was with us for about a year. So we respond to all species of sea turtles that are in our coverage area over here, and that's typically leatherback sea turtles, loggerhead sea turtles, the Kemp's Ridley, like I mentioned, and then green sea turtles. So last year with our Kemp's Ridley, that was a cold stun turtle. So typically they might hang around this area in the summer, and in the fall they'll start heading back down south, so the warmer water. If they get caught in a current or maybe winds are blowing them so they can't move back down south, these guys might get cold stunned, and so that's what happened last year to the Kemp's Ridley sea turtle. So that turtle was in our care for about a year, and then we actually flew the turtle down to Florida where that turtle was released. So every animal that comes into our facility here, the ultimate goal for them is to release them. And then I don't know if you heard about our manatee we rehabilitated and rescued last year.
I did, well, I read about him, but why don't you share with us his story?
So last year we had this amazing opportunity where we did rescue that manatee. It was a female manatee. She actually ended up being pregnant, and we discovered that when she was in our care. So we rehabilitated her for about a year here at the aquarium. She was in a heated pool. We could monitor the salinity in the water as well. And she was fed about 200 pounds of lettuce a day. So a ton of lettuce. And then she was flown by the Coast Guard back down to Florida where she was released as well. So that was an exciting case for us last year.
My goodness, no kidding. Can you tell us just a little bit about what this year alone has been like? I know you have the ones that came to you with babies, but can you tell us just a little bit about what this year specifically has been like?
Absolutely. We've had a really busy season and year. Like I said, we've had 14 seal pups here, so we've had 100% success rate out to all of our hardworking volunteers and interns. So that's been really great this year. Last year, in total, we admitted about 36 animals and seals, and this year, so far, we've admitted about 27 seals, and the year's not over, so we've had a very busy year. We also have responded to a couple cetaceans, strandings as well. So we've been really busy, but it's really good to see all these seals in the clinic doing so well. So we do hope to release our first batch of seal pups here from the summer in the near future. So you guys will have to come check out the release.
Oh, I would love that. 100% success rate. That's pretty good so far.
Yeah.
What type of things do you think people can do to reduce their impact on marine life?
Absolutely. Well, all marine mammals are protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act. So if you do see a marine mammal out in the wild, the best thing to do is to call people who are trained. So we have our 24-hour hotline, like I mentioned, and keep your distance. Sometimes an animal might be hauled out for natural reasons. These guys, seals especially, if you be wet all the time, but they actually be, it's perfectly normal for them to be hauled out for a day or two, and they actually don't need to eat every day either, like dolphins or whales need to. So seals can be hauled out for days, and that's normal. So that's a common misconception that I think people have, but the best thing to do is keep your distance. We don't want to stress an animal out, and then we'll send one of our first responders to go take a look at the animal and monitor them. People can pick up trash. Honestly, some of the cases we get in, we had a couple cases this year of entanglements and marine debris and other derelict fishing gear. So just pick up trash and just don't use plastic. There's so much polluting their environment, and definitely not using plastic and recycling are two easy things that people can do every day.
Okay, so we can all work on that. And you've mentioned the first responders a couple times. You are at Mystic Aquarium offering free first responders training programs, which I think is so neat through the month of September. There's a couple training sessions in October as well in Connecticut and Rhode Island. Can you talk to us a little bit about what first responders are and why they're important?
Absolutely. So our first responders are the first set of eyes, and they do the initial assessment on every animal that we do get a call about and respond to. So it's really easy. First responders, you don't have to be trained in this previously. If you come to our training class, we'll teach you everything that you need to know. And then we'll work you through your first couple of responses as well. So first responders are just really important. They'll monitor the animal's behavior. They'll send us pictures of an animal so we can assess here, and if an animal does need to get rescued, then they'll help with that process. And they're constantly interacting with the public when they are going out to beaches to go on those responses. So first responders are very important for us because we can get multiple calls on animals a day, and we certainly can't be in all those places at once, and we do cover a large coastline of about 1,000 miles. So first responders are vital to our program. We do have various classes all throughout September and October, and you can register for those classes. They're all free. You register on Mystic Aquarium's website. There's a link to the first responder classes right on the homepage.
That's so great, and we'll put up a link on our website as well. Before we let you go, Sarah, because I know that you have a lot of work to do you think we could take a peek in the pool and see the harbor seals?
Absolutely, yeah. You guys take a peek right over here. These are 6 of our harbor seal pups from the summer. So these guys, like I said, are about 4 months old now, and they're getting ready for release. We just did live fish trials with them to make sure that they have that natural instinct to chase fish on their own, and they all pass the flying colors. So they're ready to go out in the wild and be in their natural habitat.
Where do you plan on releasing them?
We do most of our releases at Blue Shutters Beach in Charleston, Rhode Island. So hopefully within the next couple weeks, we'll be out there for the first summer release. And we're really excited and looking forward to that. It's always really rewarding to see these guys doing so well and see the releases.
Oh, we're looking forward to that, so we'll have to stay tuned for updates. Sarah Callan with the Animal Rescue Program at Mystic Aquarium.